Hey y'all, welcome to Art of the Budget. My name is Nicole. My pronouns are she and her, and I live in the Pacific Northwest on the traditional unceded territory of the Coast Salish Nations. And we are doing a budget check-in. I think we're in week 2 of May 2021. And yeah, we're just gonna jump into it. If you're new here, I use Every Dollar. It is a free budgeting app. It works really well for how I do my budget, but it is created by Dave Ramsey, who I am not a huge fan of, but I do like this free product, so I use it. If you're returning, thanks so much for stopping by and helping me be accountable. I really appreciate it. If you haven't already, I would love if you would subscribe, and if you enjoy this video, I would love it if you would like it. I'm a little late. I don't really have like an official schedule, but I usually put these up on Friday or Saturday. But I had a super busy, super fun weekend, and it's Monday, so it's Monday evening. I'm getting this out. Let's go ahead and jump into these transactions. So I have got two. These are food or like eating out. Well, like one is for like bubble tea and then one is for food. But they are still pending and I didn't document them right when I did them. So I don't remember, like I think it was a percentage tip. So I'm going to leave those for right now and throw them on next month. But I have to tell y'all, I went to a place called Bamboo in Tacoma and it was like not just a bubble tea. It was like a very elaborate bubble tea with like green jelly and there were a bunch of different kinds and I forget which one I ended up getting. Anyway, it was so delicious and it was just like a piece of artwork to look at. So highly recommend Bamboo in Tacoma. But let's go ahead and get into transactions that are like complete and have the total amount correct. I'm gonna scroll down to like where daily living. I had Jimmy John's for lunch today, including my tip. It was $20.88. I got gas. Oh, I paid my friend gas. I paid my friend $10 for gas because they drove us to Tacoma, and that was $10. I'm sure they did not need it, but I feel like they have a like hybrid car, so it's just so much better gas mileage than my car. So I appreciate it when other people drive. I went to grocery outlet and I think I got stuff to make a antipasto, and that was $20.37. I had dinner with friends outside. We grilled and I made an antipasto, and another friend brought a salad, and it was super delicious and fun and outdoors. Yeah, it was a super fun weekend. On Saturday, I also went for a walk with two friends I hadn't seen in a while, of course, outdoors, and we caught up. And then on Sunday, I went up to Tacoma to do raku firing, which strangely, despite having fired, I think most techniques, I actually have not raku fired very often. This is the process where you heat up your pots in a kiln. You use special glazes that pretty common things that you see are like a crackle or like a lot of iridescent flashing. So use glazes that are predisposed to do that. You heat your work up, and when it comes to temp, you pull it out of the kiln and you put it into a trash can with combustible material like straw or newspaper, and you close it up so it burns, but there's very little oxygen. This is what kind of makes some of these glazes do these special effects. And it also creates a lot of carbon, so it makes a very smooth black surface on the parts that are not glazed. So you may have heard of it, you may have seen it, and it is a really common way to fire, but I just had never really done it before. I think I did it once in high school and once in undergrad, but it was so fun. Anyway, let's see. I bought some plants I'm going to go down to fun. I know that I don't have any money there. Oh, well. Oh, shoot, man. It's week 1. Wait, is that even possible? We're in week 1. Week 1. Okay, so plants. I bought some plants for my garden. There's a school nearby and they have a plant sale every year. I've actually never made it there because it closes at 2 and I'm always like just not ready to leave the house by then, but I went this time and I picked up a cucumber, some zinnias, because I actually had a bunch of zinnias sprouting from a seed and then something ate them. And I also got a delicata squash plant. So that was $8, which was a great deal. So that's going to go in fun. I went to the post office and I sent my niece a present because she just graduated, but actually this was more like a present I made her for her birthday and just never sent because I'm like bad at mailing things. Not when people buy things, I'm very good at it then, but when I just like have to mail something, I will put it off forever. So that was $20.40 and that's going to come out of gifts. And while we're there, I just don't think I added this. I also spent $30 on my mom. This was a group gift with my siblings. And let's see, where did that transaction go? Here it is. So $30 is also going to go in gifts. And last but not least, I also allocated $50 for my niece for graduation. And that is also going to go in gifts. So I'm kind of getting tapped out on my gifts. Oh, no, I'm not. Oh, look. Oh, wow. Hey, good job, Pass Nicole. There's plenty of money there. Never mind. All right, so let's move along to more transactions. I've got kind of a lot. I'm going to scroll back up to that daily living. I went to a bakery in town, Blue Heron. I'd never been there before. I got coffee with someone, but while I was there, I bought a loaf of bread, and including tip, of course, that was $14.02. And I think that I'm going to I'm going to split that because I just feel like this month is going to be maybe kind of tight. So might as well just split things up. I think the bread was $7. It was a pretty big loaf and sourdough. So yeah, that's going to go like that. Let's see. Oh, I paid for, this is going to go into travel. I paid for my friends and I to go to this super cool thing in Washington, and it's called the Vance Creek Riders, and that's going to go into travel. So altogether for 4 tickets, it was $130.20. And then they reimbursed me for their 2 tickets, so that was $65. And so this is an income, but instead of putting an income and allocating it, because it's not really income, it's just coming out of this, I'm going to actually drop this in to upcoming travel. So I think that should be correct. Yeah, so I took out 130 and then I put back in 65. Yeah, that way it doesn't get added to my total income because it's not income. All right. What else do we need to do? Oh, so while we're in this area, in Health Fund, I'm going to put my coaching session. I did another coaching session, and it was pretty amazing. Actually, she sent me a bunch of notes and suggested readings and like some exercises, and I'm already getting a lot out of it, so I'm really pleased. Anything else need to go here? I don't think. I don't think so. Okay, so I'm going to scroll all the way up. In sharing my income, my Trans Lifeline share came out. That's $5 every single month. My Patreon came out. That is now $32.40, and that comes out of sharing my income. Swamped in the Everglades. I bought a board game about the Florida swamp ecosystem, and it's by a artist and activist or like educator and activist that I know, and I'm really excited. It actually just came in the mail. I'm really excited to check it out and try to play it. And that was $52. Scrolling on down back to daily living. I had grocery outlet what does this even say? Grocery outlet groceries. So this was not the antipasto platter. This was just regular groceries. And that's going to go in groceries. And then I um, paid $150 for parking downtown. So that's going to go in gas. It's not gas, but it's like transportation. Um, and then I also got gas. That was $37.99. So that's going to go in there. All right. Chewy came out. That is $72.03. That is their cat food, the most expensive cat food. And then Pet Works, that is their fancy little treats that I put their medicine in. That was $40.68. And Dollar Tree groceries. Dollar Tree, I maybe should do like a Dollar Tree haul. I think I talked about this in the last video that I did, or some recent video. But when I did my low budget grocery challenges, I went to the dollar store and there's actually some really cool stuff. And then a viewer who I follow on Instagram, Jen, posted one of their grocery Dollar Tree hauls and really highlighted the kind of great amount of whole foods that they have. So anyway, I have been buying sardines there, among various other things. And the ones that are in Louisiana hot sauce, I highly recommend. And that was $7. So let's put that into groceries. In fun, I spent $100 at the art supply store. I bought 2 Moleskine journals. I don't regret it. They're actually so nice to write in. And I bought some new like pencils and pens to play with, some new materials to learn about, and that was $99.25. And I gotta say, like, that is why I have a fun budget. It was so fun to get to buy some new materials that I'm just playing because they're not clay. They're not something that I have like an expertise in. I mean, of course, like there's so many things in clay. You can't be an expert in everything, but this is just something new. I have no attachment to it. I'm just playing and just making fun drawings. Okay, so let's see. Last but not least, in terms of expenditures, I also donated $50 to Cafe Maddie Cab. Cafe Maddie is someone I follow on TikTok, and they share recipes. And I actually had no idea until they made a TikTok about it because I don't like follow people on like Twitter or anything. But she created a fund to help folks who need it, especially elderly Asian and Pacific Islander folks, get cabs so that they are not in a position to be targeted violently, which is obviously something that's been on the rise during this bizarre time that we're in, where people are using their energy for wild things that make no sense. And I just thought it was really beautiful and amazing. It got a lot of attention and a lot of support, which meant it got to serve a lot of people, but then they needed more support. So I just jumped on in and I shared $50 there. So I'm going to put that in sharing my income, and I'm going to link that down below. I kind of went on a tangent about it just because it was just one of those things where, you know, I just follow this person for recipes, and then behind the scenes they had done this kind of huge undertaking, and it just is cool to support. So I'll link that down below. And now we've just got some income. So I got paycheck 1, which y'all might remember in April, I got a paycheck that was less than I expected, $1,500 about. And so that's why I'm budgeting off $3,500 this month. But I guess my adjunct contract didn't make it to payroll in time. So actually on this check now I have retroactive time. So $2,697.64. I love that. It's like the biggest paycheck I've ever gotten. And that is going to go in next month. And last but not least, I got some reimbursements from work that actually I had been waiting on for a million years. And I finally got them all at once. So that was $107.57. This is just mileage and gas from 2 trips, 2 different quarters to go pick up materials. And then I accidentally paid for some materials that I had to buy with my own card. So I had to get reimbursed for it. So that's going to go into reimbursements. And like, OMG, let me just show you. I have been waiting for this reimbursement so that I could delete this $31.67 at Michael's. That was the transaction I accidentally paid for. There was this weird shortage in like December and January of watercolor palettes, and so I ended up searching. I mean, I couldn't order them online. I ended up searching and finding them at Michael's, and then accidentally paid for them myself. So $31.67 delete. All right. Cool. That's my week. I had a lot of transactions. I was busy, but actually, it's been a really freaking cool week, and I've had a lot of fun, and I've done a lot of cool things, and I've done kind of a lot of art too. So yeah, maybe I'm getting my mojo back. Anyway, I hope that you are having an awesome week. In fact, if it has been a great week, please let me know down below because I would love to hear about it, and I will see you in the next video.